we were discussing the frequency response of a common source amplifier using MOSFET, and we said the ideal frequency response curve should have been a straight line. That is, gain should be same at all frequencies, but practically that doesn't happen because gain varies with frequencies. Gain remains constant only almost in the middle frequency range between a lower cutoff frequency FL and a higher cutoff frequency FH. And in the low frequency region, the gain falls with frequency because of the coupling capacitors and bypass capacitor. And in the high frequency range, the gain falls because of device capacitances. The useful range of frequencies or the mid band is where we can use the amplifier for different applications. That is called the bandwidth of the amplifier. The useful range of frequencies, that is FH minus FL, is known as bandwidth. This FH and FL are plotted at half power from the max. If the max power at the center is P max, at FL and FH the power levels would be P max by 2, or the gain would become 3 decibels less than the maximum gain at these frequencies. Using this concept, we tried to determine the high frequency response of a common source amplifier. So we have considered a common source amplifier circuit, and we have drawn how the high frequency response should vary. In the sense, the gain versus frequency plot should look something like this. The value of gain in the mid band is called AM. We have found that first, and later on we will find what is the gain at the high frequencies, and we will find this value of gain when we come down by 3 decibels from the mid frequency. Or in terms of decibels, if this value is 3 decibels, in terms of actual value, this point will be max value by root 2. Remember, if this is AM and if this AM is not in decibels, then I'll have AM by root 2 at this cutoff frequency, and if at all this is in decibels, I will have AM minus 3 dB at the cutoff frequency. At this point, it will either be AM minus 3 dB if the value of AM is in dB. If in dB, it is like this. If it is not in dB, then at this point, it will be max value by root 2. That's how you find this upper and lower cutoff frequency. So first we found the gain at mid frequencies. We said all capacitors will act like short circuits, the coupling and bypass capacitors. DC sources are removed to do the AC analysis. So DC sources will also be acting like short circuits, voltage sources. Current sources will be open circuit. We found the mid-band gain to be minus Rg by Rsig plus Rg into Gm into RL dash. RL dash is the overall resistance between the drain and the source region, which is obtained as R0 in parallel with RD in parallel with RL. All the three put together, we called it as RL dash. Okay, remember that. Then we tried to find the high frequency gain at 3 decibels or the half power point. What is the gain at the half power point? We are trying to find. And remember, when we do this, we assume the source and substrate are shorted in the MOSFET. So we will be replacing the MOSFET which we have in this circuit using its high frequency model. So remember, we had written the high frequency model of MOSFET. We'll be replacing this MOSFET with high frequency model, and the remaining elements we bring down from this circuit to the new small signal model. So what we have inside this red circle is the replacement for the MOSFET or the high frequency hybrid pi model of the MOSFET. You see there are two device capacitances, CGS and CGD. And from drain to source, we have the dependent current source GM-VGS in parallel with R0. And RD and RL, which we have in the original circuit, we have brought it here. So the effective load resistance RL dash is the parallel combination of R0, RD and RL. All the three put together, we'll get RL dash. Similarly, what we did on the input side to simplify this circuit, we wanted to consider the Thevenin's equivalent resistance between the gate and the source. So when we have to find the Thevenin's equivalent resistance to be seen from these 2 points to the left, any voltage source will be replaced with a short. So what will be the effective resistance between G and S? It will be R sig in parallel with RG, and that resistance we are calling as R sig dash. This R sig dash is R sig in parallel with RG, and once I find the equivalent resistance due to these two, I will replace this part of the circuit with voltage in series with the Thevenin's equivalent resistance. So V sig is the applied voltage source which is existing between gate and source, and the combination of these two resistors will be replaced with its Thevenin's equivalent, that is R sig dash. And in this part of the circuit, whatever is there, I have written as it is: CGS between gate and source, CGD between gate and drain, the current source GM-VGS parallel with RL dash for replacing all these three resistors in parallel. So this will be the simplified small signal high frequency equivalent model of the common source amplifier. Okay. So the simplified small signal high frequency model of the common source amplifier we have. Now we will try to analyze this. We were doing it in the last class. We said the current through this capacitance, which is connected between input and output, that is gate is the input side, drain is the output. So whenever you have a component connected between input and output, first thing you have to find what would its equivalent be on the input side and on the output side. Usually this equivalent on the input side will have a significant value and not on the output side. We have something known as Miller's theorem to help us do this. But since we haven't studied Miller's theorem here yet, we'll directly consider to find the value of the current flowing through this capacitance IGD. It is the voltage across the capacitance VGD divided by the capacitive reactance XCGD. And how do I find the voltage across this capacitance? It is the voltage at this end, at the gate end VGS. You can see VGS is the voltage at the gate end minus voltage at the drain end, which is nothing but the output voltage V0. So the voltage across this capacitance will be VGS minus V0. And the capacitive reactance is given as 1 by SCGD. So this whole thing simplifies to this equation. Okay. And since the output voltage is same as drain source voltage, and we also find what is the value of V0 in this circuit. So whenever this VGS voltage here is considered as the input, the output voltage will be GM-VGS into RL dash with a negative sign. See, V0 by VGS, if I am trying to find in this circuit, V0 is nothing but minus GM-VGS into RL dash. That divided by VGS will give you the voltage gain minus GM into RL dash. So starting from this point, that is VGS till V0, the gain is minus GM RL dash. So I will express V0 as VGS into minus GM RL dash. So all I want to write is, I want to write the output voltage in terms of the input voltage VGS, so that I can simplify this equation for IGD further. What I'll do, I'll write V0 as minus GM RL dash into VGS, and this I will substitute in the expression for V0 in this current. So IGD here will be SCGD, as you can see, into VGS minus V0. I'm going to write minus GMRL dash VGS. And when I simplify that, I'll get the equation for IGD as SCGD into 1 plus GMRL dash into VGS, where I can replace this CGD into or 1 plus GMRL dash can be written as C equivalent. You are seeing C equivalent is a capacitance of value CGD into 1 plus GMRL dash. So if I replace this with C equivalent, the expression for the gate to drain current IGD becomes S into C equivalent into VGS. So what does this mean? This means I can connect an equivalent capacitance between the gate and ground across which the voltage is VGS. Where do I have the voltage VGS? Voltage VGS we know appears between the gate and source. Source is grounded. So across this voltage I can connect another equivalent capacitance C equivalent. The current flowing through that C equivalent would be IGD and the value of the capacitance would be CGD into 1 plus GMRL dash. So we can replace this circuit which we have here by removing this CGD connected between input and output and putting it across this voltage VGS or across gate and source and having the same current flow through it. I have found the value of current and I have also shown that the voltage across this equivalent capacitance would be VGS and the value of that equivalent capacitance would be CGD into 1 plus GMRL dash. So you will get this new equivalent circuit which I have simplified further. I've considered VSig and RSig dash and here these two capacitors in parallel could be added as the input capacitance which is CGS plus C equivalent and on the output side as usual we have GM VGS and in parallel with the resistance RL dash. Remember RL dash is nothing but R0 in parallel with RD in parallel with RL. And what is the value of C equivalent? So this is CGS plus C equivalent is CGD into 1 plus GM RL dash. So this is the actual capacitance seen here. Now coming to the input side of this circuit. Coming to this side of the circuit, this is similar to a low pass filter or this is called single time constant. Single time constant RC. Yes. Single time constant RC low pass circuit. If you have any doubts, please ask. So what is a low pass filter? I was telling you in the last class. It is a circuit which allows the low frequency components of the input signal to pass through as it is and it will block or attenuate the high frequency components of the input signal. So the response, frequency response will look something like this. At low frequencies, it will have a gain of 1 if I don't have any amplifier. And at high frequencies, it will have a gain less than 1. So the gain will be less than 1 at high frequencies because the signal gets attenuated at high frequencies and we will find a cutoff frequency FH. So after this cutoff frequency, all the components get attenuated significantly. The ideal filter response for a low pass circuit looks something like this. It should be a sudden change from maximum to minimum at the cutoff frequency. But practically it won't happen like that. It will be a gradual change. So which circuit gives us this kind of response? It is a circuit like this. Let me consider the voltage here as Vi and the voltage here as V0. Just to show you how this works. So this is also there in your syllabus later. There we will skip the derivation. Here we will do it so that you will understand how it should look. So you say consider a single time constant RC circuit or RC low pass filter. Now, can you give me the expression for V0 in this circuit? What would be the output voltage? It would be this capacitive reactance into, it's the voltage divider rule. Input voltage gets divided between this R and C. So the voltage across the C will constitute the output voltage. Okay. So XC, sorry, this is XC into VI divided by R plus XC, right? Or I am interested in V0 by Vi, the gain of the circuit or the transfer function. It is Xc by R plus Xc. If I divide numerator and denominator with Xc, I will get, can I write it like this? I'm dividing both numerator and denominator with Xc. So I'll write it as 1 by R by Xc plus 1. And what is Xc? It's a very simple derivation if we apply. Xc can be written in terms of S parameters as 1 by Sc. Therefore, the output by input in this circuit will be 1 divided by R by 1 by Sc plus 1, or this will be SCR plus 1. Can I write it like this? Sc comes to this numerator. R by 1 by Sc will become RSC plus 1, or this can also be written as 1 by S by omega H plus 1, where omega H is 1 by RC. See, if I write a cutoff frequency, this is an angular frequency omega H. If I name it as 1 by RC, this RC can be replaced with 1 by omega H. Yes or no? Or if you want, you write this. What will this be in terms of FH? How much is omega in terms of F? Yes? Please be attentive and answer. Omega is angular frequency, which will be 2 pi into F. So if I want to find the upper cutoff frequency or the higher cutoff frequency, it is 1 by 2 pi RC. This is the expression for the higher cutoff frequency in an RC low pass circuit like this. This is called an RC low pass filter. And I have shown you how to find the transfer function of this circuit. Okay. And the transfer function is given by this expression. I can write it as 1 by S by omega H plus 1. This is the expression. So can we apply this to the circuit in hand? You just say here, all this what we have here, you need not derive in the exam. Remember, this is extra, which is for your reference. You can directly use this substitution. Okay. So we'll say, consider the input side of the given common source amplifier circuit. What did we have here? We have the signal generator. we have the resistance R sig dash, and we have the capacitance C in, which is equivalent to CGS plus C equivalent. And the what would be the voltage here? The voltage here would be what? V sig into Rg by R sig plus Rg. Yes or no? See, when I replace this part with R sig dash, what would be the effective voltage here? The effective voltage
VC
here,
dash.
yes,
VC dash.
here you refer to this circuit where there is Rg here. This, so we had a biasing resistance Rg. So what would be the voltage across this? V sig into Rg by R sig plus Rg. Yes or no? V sig dash we can consider it as, let me call this as, okay, when I replace this with R sig dash, I'll call this V sig dash. And what is the value of this V sig dash? If I'm finding V sig dash, it will be voltage divider rule. V sig into Rg by R sig plus Rg. Let me write it here. V sig into Rg by R sig plus Rg. Yeah, we had to write all these voltages as V sig dash. See here, whenever I write R sig dash, this will be V sig dash. Please make that change. I have forgotten to include that dash. So this is V sig into Rg by R sig plus Rg. Remember that. So whenever I replace it with Thevenin's equivalent resistance, I should have written the Thevenin's equivalent voltage source also on the input side. V sig dash. And what is that Thevenin's equivalent voltage? Looking into this circuit, you replace the resistance here with R sig dash, R sig in parallel with Rg. The voltage should be replaced with Thevenin's equivalent voltage, which will be V sig Rg by R sig plus Rg. This equivalent voltage. That's why everywhere it is V sig dash. Remember that. So what will be there on the input side of the circuit? This will be V sig dash, R sig dash. The voltage here is VGS, and this is the capacitance. So can I find what is the value of this? What is the value of this voltage VGS? The voltage across this capacitance is VGS. What would this be? According to the principle of single time constant RC filter, according to the principle, it is looking like a low pass filter with R as the series element, C as the parallel. The output voltage in this case is VGS, the input voltage is V sig dash. Yes or no? So VGS is V sig dash into XC in, this reactance, divided by R sig dash plus XC in. Yes or no? Just like how we did it here. XC into VI by R plus XC, the same thing we have done here. So can you tell me the final equation directly? I am interested in finding what is VGS by V sig dash. VGS by V sig dash will be what? What would be the simplification of this? So I'll divide numerator and denominator. If you want, you do it again here. This will be 1 by R sig dash. It will be a practice, divided by XC in plus 1. I can write this as 1 by R sig dash plus S into C in. XC in is S into C in, or 1 by S into C in plus 1. Yes or no? So what would this be equal to? 1 divided by S C in R sig dash plus 1, or I can write it as 1 by S by omega H plus 1, where omega H is equal to 1 by R sig dash into C in. So this R sig dash into C in can be represented as 1 by omega H, which we have written there, or if we are interested in the higher cutoff frequency FH, it can be represented as 1 by 2 pi R sig dash into C in. So please remember this equation. I don't know whether we have given equation numbers. Okay, the last one was 5. Let me call this as equation 6 and equation 7. Okay, this is based on the single time constant circuit. You have to remember this relation. In problems, you will be asked to find the higher cutoff frequency. So the higher cutoff frequency omega H is given as 1 by R sig dash into C in. And remember here, what is the value of R sig dash? R sig dash is Rg in parallel with R sig, remember that. And C in is CGS plus CGD into 1 plus GM RL dash. And what is RL dash? All this you have to be able to remember. R0 in parallel with RD in parallel with RL. See, as much as you practice it, it becomes easier. This is like maths. If you do it for one, for the next one, you'll be able to analyze similarly. Only thing is you shouldn't memorize without understanding the concept. You have to know how to solve, and then when you write and practice, you'll be able to do it for any number. See, the same thing, if I try to represent in the form of a graph, it will be like this. The frequency at which this gain falls here, this point, why this will be 3 dB? I told you, if this value is AM, I'll show you that also. Let's show from the center what happens. You say, let me write it. We know that, continue here, we know that V0 is given as, the output voltage is given as what? Minus GM VGS into RL dash. Look at this circuit. In this circuit, what is V0 now? From the figure, you see the output voltage V0 in this circuit is GM VGS into RL dash with a negative sign. Yes or no? V0 is minus GM VGS into RL dash. This is the expression for the output voltage. Now, let's replace or we can write the expression for VGS. What would VGS be from equation 6? From the circuit, equivalent circuit, we get this. Let's call equation 7. From equation 6, VGS can be written as, here I've taken VGS by V sig dash. If I want just VGS, what will I write it as? V sig dash into 1 by, what will I have? V sig dash into this value, 1 by S by WH plus 1. Yes or no? See, this is VGS by V sig dash, and V sig dash could be written as, or VGS could be written as V sig dash into This whole thing. That's all I'm writing it as. And what is the value of V sig dash? What is V sig dash?
V sig dash into RG by RG plus RC.
V sig into RG by R sig plus RG. The voltage divider rule. So the Thevenin's equivalent voltage between the what? Gate and the source. Between these points, when we convert this part of the circuit into Thevenin's equivalent circuit, we are just replacing this part using Thevenin's theorem. That's all. Thevenin's equivalent, you will get V sig replaced with V sig dash and R sig parallel RG replaced with R sig dash. That's all. Please remember this. So V sig dash will be given with this into 1 by S by omega H plus 1. Can I substitute this? Sorry, what is this was okay. What was V sig dash we were writing? That's all. So V sig dash was given with this equation, right? This is V sig dash. Therefore, what is VGS? VGS here, I'll substitute this, use this in this. You will get V sig into RG by R sig plus RG into 1 by S by omega H plus 1. So in place of V sig dash, I am substituting this whole thing. We know V sig dash is given like this. And last step, I'll call this equation 8. This is equation 8. I'll substitute equation 8 in equation 7. In the sense, I want to replace this VGS which is there in equation 7 with this. Okay. So do it. Substitute equation 8 in equation 7. You will get the expression for output voltage as minus GM. VGS, what should I write? I'll write this for VGS. V sig RG by R sig plus RG into 1 by S, 1 divided by S by omega H plus 1. And here I have RL dash. So see here, minus GM RL dash into VGS. For this VGS, I have given this equation which we have obtained. So what are we interested in? We are interested in the voltage gain. Therefore, the voltage gain V0 by V sig. Voltage gain V0 by V sig. I'll bring this V sig to the left hand side. It will be minus GM RL dash. I'll bring this RL dash first into RG by R sig plus RG into 1 by S by omega H plus 1. This will give you the expression for the voltage gain, and this is called the voltage gain at high frequencies. Let me call it as AH. The voltage gain at high frequencies. We are trying to find voltage gain at high frequencies only. We want what is the behavior of the amplifier at high frequencies. So this output by input voltage is obtained from the high frequency equivalent model of MOSFET. We had written high frequency equivalent model of MOSFET and we have simplified that model. So whatever gain we get, it is nothing but the voltage gain of the circuit at high frequencies. So we can easily call it with the subscript H. A represents the gain. Subscript H means gain at high frequencies. Okay. So this AH is given like this. Now, do you remember the expression for the mid-band voltage gain? Can you recall what was the expression for mid-band voltage gain? Recall AM mid-band gain. What I'm going to do, I'm trying to express the high frequency voltage gain in terms of mid-band voltage gain. Recall that the mid-band voltage gain AM was defined. If you don't remember, you can go back and see. We have defined AM in the beginning. Yeah. See, what was the expression for AM? Minus Rg by Rsig plus Rg into Gm into RL dash. Remember, this whole thing is nothing but RL dash. So can I write AM as what? Minus Gm RL dash into Rg by Rsig plus Rg. This was the expression for mid-band gain. Yes or no? Recall this as the expression for mid-band gain. Therefore, using this, we can write the gain at high frequencies, AH, in terms of this. I can combine this whole thing and can I write it as AM minus GM RL dash RG divided by R6 plus RG is nothing but AM. So this can be written as AM into 1 by S by omega H plus 1 or AM divided by, I'll say, S by omega H plus 1. This is a standard expression which you can remember, which tells you the gain at high frequencies will always be obtained as gain at middle frequencies divided by S by omega H plus 1, where as usual, this is equation 9. Huh? Yeah. As usual, what is omega H? Don't forget that. Omega H is 1 by R sig dash into Cn, or FH, the higher cutoff frequency, is 1 by 2 pi R sig dash into Cn. Now coming back to this diagram, you can see how do I obtain the point FH? What will this point FH be at? Minus 3 dB if I'm writing AM in terms of decibels. If I'm not writing AM in terms of decibels, you see here, very small, I'll show you. At omega equal to omega H, and we know S can be written as J omega, right? You know the Laplace value S, Laplacian S can be J omega. So AH can be AM divided by S is J omega by omega H plus 1. When I take omega equal to omega H, what will happen to this? This will be 1. Omega and omega H are the same. So what will happen to AH magnitude? If I want to find the magnitude of this gain, it will be magnitude of the midband gain divided by, what is the magnitude of this? 1 plus 1j. What would be the magnitude value? What is the magnitude of A plus JB? How do you find the magnitude of such functions? It is Okay. See, if at all you have a rectangular function in the form a plus jb, the magnitude of this function is root of a square plus b square. So what is the magnitude of this 1 plus 1j? It will be root of 1 square plus 1 square, which is root of 2. So what am I going to get? I will get the gain at high frequencies when omega is equal to omega h is midband gain divided by root 2. Omega equal to omega h means when the frequency f is equal to fh. That's why we have shown this point. I was telling you this point fh. At this point you will see the gain will be am by root 2. If the gain at the maximum value is am, the midband gain, at f is equal to fh, when f is equal to fh, the magnitude of this gain will be midband gain divided by root 2. And if you want to find this in decibels, so how much is, I'll write it here itself, how much is the magnitude in decibels? 20 log of am by root 2. This is how you find it in decibels. If you take out am outside minus this am come minus 20 log 1 by root 2, you'll get a negative value. Or if you want, you write it as plus. This will result in a negative value. You'll get this value as minus 3 dB. If you find 20 log 1 by root 2, you'll get that as minus 3 dB. So when you convert it to decibels, what should you do? The midband gain in decibels minus 3 dB. If you come down, you'll get the higher cutoff frequency point. See, everything is very logical and meaningful about what we do in electronic circuits. There is nothing that we assume or imagine. Everything is completely reasoned for and everything is derived. Don't just think that this is minus 3 dB just like that. At this point, you get minus 3 dB because at this point, the gain is maximum gain divided by root 2. And when I convert this gain to decibels, you will be taking 20 log of 1 by root 2, which turns out to be minus 3 dB. That's why you'll point this FH as minus 3 dB value from the maximum gain. Is that clear? Please remember all this. It's very useful in your Viva also. So now we are done with the high frequency response of a common source amplifier. We started off to analyze the high frequency response of common source amplifier. We already told that it will look something like this. It will be maximum and constant gain at mid frequencies AM. At high frequencies, it's going to reduce. And at the point when F is equal to FH or omega is equal to omega H, the gain would be maximum gain by root 2, or in terms of decibels, it would be minus 3 dB. And the other thing what we found out was what is the value of this FH. Because of that is very important for problems I told you. The value of FH is obtained as 1 by 2 pi R sig dash into C in, where R sig dash is Rg parallel R sig, C in is CGS plus CGD into 1 plus GM RL dash, and RL dash is R naught parallel RD parallel RL. Any doubts with this derivation? So whenever you are asked to find the high frequency response of a common source amplifier, you have to do all this complete procedure what we have done. So please go home and go through this. I'll be sending it today on the classroom. And let's do some problems based on this now. So let me take up some problem here. problem 1. You can note down the problem. Find the mid-band gain AM. So what and all we are supposed to find? We are finding AM and upper 3 dB frequency FH. We have to find FH of a common source amplifier which is fed with a signal source having internal resistance R6. What is given? The source resistance is given as 100 kilo ohms. The biasing resistance Rg of the amplifier is 4.7 mega ohms. The drain resistance Rd and load resistance are both 15 kilo ohms. Gm is given as 1 milliampere per volt. R0 is given as 150 kilo ohms. CGS is 1 picofarad. CGD is 0.4 picofarad. All of you take out your calculators or mobile phone calculators. Now you are supposed to find the mid-band gain and also find the higher cutoff frequency. What is the expression to find the mid-band gain? Just now we wrote, no? What's the expression?
RG by RG plus RC into GM RL dash.
Yes, minus GM RL dash into RG by RSig plus RG. You can directly substitute. GM is also given. RL dash you should find out. So this will be minus of 1 milliampere per volt. What is RL dash? R0, very small R0, 150K. 150K in parallel with 15K in parallel with 15K. This is R0 in parallel with RD in parallel with RL. These two in parallel will be 7.5K. Yes or no? Two equal resistors in parallel means the equivalent resistance will be half of its value. You need not calculate that. These two things would be 7.5K. You just calculate how much is 7.5K in parallel with 150K. You'll get the answer. RG is very large, 4.7 mega divided by RSig is 100K. 100K plus RG, 4.7 mega. Can you find this out? Find out how much is the mid-band gain. How much is 150K in parallel with 7.5K? I think it will be 7.2 or 7.3. Yeah?
7.14.
Okay. So this is 7.14K, right? Into how much is this value you have to find. This part. Somebody has given the answer as minus 6.999. Approximately, can I say it is minus 7. The mid-band gain, is it right? Anybody else? Is this value right?
Negative 6.991.
Okay, 6.991, which is approximately minus 7, I can say. So you have found the mid-band gain. Therefore, now you should find the higher cutoff frequency, which is 1 by 2 pi what? Rsig dash into Cin. This is the expression for the higher cutoff frequency. First find Rsig dash and then Cin and substitute. We know Rsig dash is Rg in parallel with Rsig. So whichever is the lower one, it will come nearing that. This is very high, 4.7 meg, this is Rg. In parallel with this is 100K. So you see you may get something close to 100K. How much would you get R-sig dash as? Please post your answers. How do I find C in then? CGS plus CGD into 1 plus GMRL dash. जी 46.9779. K, is this 46.9779 K? Remember, this is in mega and this is in K. Just check out if that is right. If it's right, it's fine. Somebody is getting 97.916.
97.91, ma'am.
Yeah, I think that is much closer. Because
97.916.
okay. So this should be 97.916 K. It should be closer to 100 K as I was telling, because this resistor is very large. This is in mega, whereas this is in K. So you'll get something closer to 100 K if I can approximate it. That's your verification. You should know how much it should be. You substitute this and find C in. What is CGS? 1 picofarad. CGD is 0.4 picofarad. CGS is 1 pico. CGD is 0.4 pico into 1 plus GM is 1 milli. 1 milli into RL dash. RL dash we got it as 7.14 K. Just check out how much is this. C in what would you get? Anybody? .396 picofarad. Again, different answers I'm getting. 4.26 picofarad. Which is the right answer? I think it should be 4.26 picofarad. Yes, 4.256 or 4.26 picofarad should be the right answer, because based on the GMRL dash, the gain what you have, it can't increase by such a huge factor. So you have the value of R-sig dash and C in. Can you find what is FH? 2 pi R-sig dash 97.91 K and 4.26 pico. What will be the value of this higher cutoff frequency? Any answers? $381.55 kilohertz. Okay, 381 megahertz. It's right. So approximately I'll get 381, sorry, 381.55 kilohertz or 0.382 megahertz, you can say, or approximated to this is 0.382 megahertz is okay. Either this or this, it's right. I hope all of you understood how you should do. So always remember, in a single time constant low pass circuit, the cutoff frequency is always given as 1 by 2 pi RC. Which R and which C you should consider, you should remember. Next, when we do the low pass response in tomorrow's class also, you will again have the same equation for lower cutoff frequency, FL also. But the R and C which we consider will be different. Okay, please do this. By the time I take attendance, I want you to do this problem. Same thing, just find AM and AH if the signal source resistance is reduced to 10K. See here, RSig is 10K instead of 100K. So RSig dash will change. I'm sorry. This RSig dash value will change. How much would it be? I think you'll almost get it as 10K only. You need not even find out. See, this 10K is very, very small when compared to 4.7 mega. So this whole thing will almost reduce to 10K itself, RSig dash. RG in parallel with RSig. So if you have a low signal generator, this RG will not have any effect on the circuit. And the C in will be almost same thing. RL dash doesn't change. So can you see what will happen to the FH value? Just check what will happen to FH. .26 pico, no? I think you will get it as, so here the divide by factor was higher, here it's lesser. So the cutoff frequency should increase at least 10 times. You had it as 381.55, right? So I may get it as approximately 3815.5 kilohertz or approximately 3.8 megahertz. See here in the denominator, how much?
3.73.
3.7.
Yeah, fine. I'm just taking this as 10K. What would this be? How much would this be?
978.76.
Okay. So here you will get it as almost 10 times more, because here I had almost 100K before. Instead of 100K, we had 97K. Here I'm having 1/10 of that value. That's why I'm telling it to be approximately 10 times more. You're getting 3.73 megahertz. So why this problem is to show you the effect of signal generator resistance. The lower the signal generator resistance, the higher would be your upper cutoff frequency. You can design a better amplifier if you have RSig as very small. If the signal generator which you use has a very low resistance, you will get an amplifier which will give you higher gain it will give you mid-band gain for a longer frequency. So we see when we reduce the signal generator resistance by 10 times, its upper cutoff frequency will almost increase by 10 times. What I had as 380 kilo or 0.3 mega, it will become 3 mega, 3.7 mega or something. Is that clear? So into 10 times I'll have the old FH into 10 I'll have in this case when signal generator resistance reduces. Okay, with this I think we'll stop.